everybody. Welcome to the Field of Streams, where I, your host, Janine McRae, bring you the tiny thoughts that stream from my brain and present them to you as though they're a sensual soap made from the most opulent animal fat sucked from the thigh of a wealthy dowager duchess and called something dumb like touche, but pronounced tooch. Astringent. Now, I can't promise you much with these weekly nonsensicals, but I can promise you this. I won't keep you long. A promise like that deserves a follow, don't you think? Tap that follow button. Each time you do, a writer gets their wings. Do writers need wings in the dungeon? I don't know. Confession. Today's missive came out of nowhere. I'm going to blame the shower. What does she mean by that? Good question. The shower for me, not to get too personal, is, how would you describe it? Like a dialogue chamber. A damp one, I will admit, but I basically just talk a lot to myself in the shower, often running through these fake kind of dialogues with characters I have yet to invent and really having quite the chat in there. As part of that process, I'll also sometimes say these random lines that don't really have much to do with anything, and it's just me releasing words into the steam. For this one, I was thinking about that oft-repeated line from someone. I don't know who said it originally, but it's about how having a child is like having your heart live outside your body or walk outside your body or something like that. I don't know. A professional podcaster would perhaps have looked that up, but who has time to research when there's showers to be had and a whole 3-act plays to get into a lather about? You know what I mean? What was I saying? Oh, so I'm in the shower and I'm thinking about that heart outside the body thing, and I just say into a nice echoey corner of the shower, making your art is like having a piece of your brain walking around outside your body without you. You know, art is like your child, but it's a piece of your brain. It's like smart. And I'm not saying children aren't smart, but they're pretty dumb when they're little, let's be honest. Defenseless. Even a baby foal can walk in the first hour. Oh yeah, so it's walking around outside your body without you. And here we are, together. You in your body, me in your ears. Actually, a piece of my brain in your ears. How do you feel about that? Hope it's not too intrusive. Anyway, the basic premise, like I said, is that you make the thing, you chip off this little old piece of your brain, you release it into the world, and what happens after that is anyone's guess. It gets a life of its own. I know that for sure. But without any further shower talk, here's some soap in your eye in the form of this week's post called Parts of Your Brain Are Out There Without You. Parts of your brain are walking around outside without you. Your ideas, your beliefs, your love. Parts of your brain have morphed and contorted and glommed together to form a body that matches the blueprints you sketched at some point. Sketched in the air, roughly. Parts of your brain fattened up, twanged on their synapses like tightly strung ligaments, and are now heading out into the wilderness to find a future. Without you. Everything has been leading to this. Miles and miles and hours of groundwork, time spent ambling through fields and source materials, and now off into the unknown. Parts of your brain are, now, currently, striking out toward mountain passes and huts and snow-capped peaks, hoping to find connection. You wave from the patio of your mind as they disappear from view. Happy hiking! Parts of your brain have broken free and are floating off like icebergs, floating off without you. Carved from the glacier of thought, they have sheared off in great sheets of idea ice to drop and explode as a wave in the ocean of goodbye. Touched by your hand, they have been gently tumbled in the glass of process, your process, before declaring themselves eager to melt into adventure. And then, breaking away, parts of your brain depart from your whole, a berg on the lamb. Off they go, searching for hulls to crack while cloaking their true meaning beneath the surface, waiting to roll in lazy surprise, waiting to capsize. These pieces of your brain will sink a battleship, gouge a freighter, or stab at the shells of emotional sailboats, looking for the weakened seams. Parts of your brain are departing with such sweet buoyancy. They float away, twisting in the icy light to stretch and catch your eye one last time. They float on without you. Safe voyage. Parts of your brain have taken flight without you. Cleared for departure, they have checked all the instruments, twiddled some knobs, and with your manifest and confidence as a guide, taxied out to the runway. Moments later, they are wheels up and gone. They have taken off with a cargo of your imagination, taken off with passengers, your dreams. Parts of your brain are maintaining cruising speed and altitude. Cabin pressure is optimal. The blip on the radar is constant and alive. The pinpoint dot of a glistening fuselage you engineered, constructed and painted vanishes into today's sunset, dropping into the slipstream of tomorrow's sunrise. You salute these new coordinates. Good hunting. Parts of your brain slip between a closing subway door at the next station, without you. Stepping from the platform, ascending stairs and emerging into a fresh light, bright and with purpose. Parts of your brain are searching for the cafe, the gallery, the publishing house, the ears, the eyes and the hearts of those willing to hold this purpose. Released to the agitated cities of the big bad and the frightening, you watch as they jump the turnstile to charge another train. Stand clear of the closing doors. Parts of your brain have returned to visit you. They appear changed, artfully altered, delightfully so. You recognise them, the parts of your brain that wandered off without you, as having once belonged to you. You marvel at their new interpretation of them, of you, by others. You touch upon their scars and broken brows, their rough-housed signals misfiring or making new sounds. They have been handled by the world, just or unjustly, and require a reset, a pep talk, a shove. Welcome home. Now scram! Parts of your brain are striking out for the coast. Parts of your brain have set up a stall and are selling wares in Mexico. Parts of your brain are helping people sleep in a crowded hostel. Parts of your brain are disappearing in the world, destined for the eventual footnote of your memory. Parts of your brain are making mothers cry. Parts of your brain are flipping wigs. Parts of your brain are crying to come home. Parts of your brain are out there begging for imitation, to riff or to rip. Parts of your brain are out there meeting new neurons and connecting and being absorbed into the lifetime blood of someone. Right now, finding purchase, finding home, without you. Always yours, but now someone else's too. There's that saying, the one that says having a child is like having your heart walking around outside your body. But what about your art? Creating, executing, sharing. Making the thing and letting it go is like having parts of your brain living outside of you. What you produce, these, those, that. Your creative art children. Parts of your brain head out into the world to meet strangers and have experiences and learn and grow and become what they yearn for and are destined to be. Without and within you. Your only job is to keep them alive. You are scattering parts of your brain to the world. You are seeding all the fields. You are using metaphors for shovels. You are the brain disperser. You are the giver of the giving of. Brainscapes and playdates. Under glass, we are forever waving goodbye. And there you have it, today's episode. Boy, I hope you'll come back for more. These little missives are designed to inspire creative folk to get out there and make something of their own. Allow parts of your brain to break off and make their way in the world without you. If you enjoyed this ramble, please follow the podcast so that you never miss an episode. But for now, I'll leave you with this. Love what you love, and I'll see you out there making stuff from your brain.